welcome to Weekly Nerdy News. The first topic at hand this week is something that I'm way too excited for, just absolutely overly anxious for, and that is Bill and Ted Face the Music. Now, I am a huge Bill and Ted fan. First off, Keanu Reeves, okay? The man's, I think, a legend in his own right. In the film industry, as well as just, with people. And I think that his awesomeness as a human being shows in his work, which is what makes his work so good. Bill and Ted Face the Music recently came out, and it looks like Rotten Tomatoes is giving it some decent scores. On the Tomato Eater, 81%, and the audience score is 77%. Now, I have not seen the movie yet, and that is my fault. Let's take a look at the info here. The stakes are higher than ever for the time-traveling exploits of William B. S. Preston, Esquire, and Theodore Ted Logan, yet to fulfill their rock and roll destiny. The now middle-aged best friends set out on a new adventure when a visitor from the future warns them that only their song can save life as we know it. Along the way, they will be helped by their daughters, a new batch of historical figures, and a few music legends to seek the song that will set their world right and bring harmony in the universe. Now, we thought Bill and Ted had already done that. We saw him with his creatures. We saw him go to heaven, right? They played a game with the devil or with the Reaper. But again, their cast was always solid. I mean, if you want a campy, goofy teenage movie and you're not looking for really any material. There's no real material there other than just, funny jokes, rocker dude jokes, and some really kind of nerdy-esque aspects to it. So this is something that I personally, I'm really looking forward to watching. I cannot wait to dive into Bill and Ted. Again, I love Keanu Reeves. I love Alex Winter. It looks like just an all-star cast here. We're getting Anthony Kerrigan back, which is great because that's the Grim Reaper. So, that's a beautiful addition. Beck Bennett, great addition. William Sadler, great addition. So we're gonna see. I think in this movie, once it kind of releases more to the public, because if you're not going to movie theaters currently, totally understand. We're not. That's a thing that's totally understandable. If you're able to get it on, Prime or any of your streaming sources, why not pick it up? If it goes to Redbox, I would say pick it up. Just based off of the Rotten Tomato score, I would personally pick it up. But even if it got a bad score, I would honestly say, as a fan of Bill and Ted, I would probably have picked it up either way, just because I'm really enjoying these. I don't want to call them flashback films and shows. I like calling them clashback films and shows. Because they do somewhat clash with their past selves, but they're still good in their own right. And I'm speaking of Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, how has that show reached number one on Netflix? How? That is one of the most incredible. I personally I've been enjoying it so much. My wife and I binged it completely. It was on YouTube first, and then it hit. It really hit. It really hit home, and people are now enjoying Cobra Kai. They're really enjoying, the step back into the '80s to watch, LaRusso kick the butt out of Lawrence. You get to see that, and actually, this time it's kind of like the little redemption story that you never expected. Johnny Lawrence is making his comeback, and they've got 2 seasons. If you got the time, they're 30-minute episodes. I think it's 13, 14 episodes per season, something like that. If you have the time, just check it out. That's my only suggestion. The show is fairly decent. The acting is actually really good quality. The choreography with the fighting is actually very, very, very fun. Here, we're going to take a quick look at the trailer here. Let's see what they got to say. So there it is. I mean, right there, you have it clear as day, right? Cobra Kai, season 1 and 2 on Netflix. They reached #1, which, again, this goes back to my clashbacks. You know, we're going back to the 80s and we're getting some of these, you know, I mean, I'm sorry, but I enjoyed Karate Kid as a kid. And that was something that was a lot of fun for me, and it made me want to do karate. And watching Cobra Kai, I'm sitting there like, yeah, ooh, I could do that again. And no, I can't because I'm 30, but I'm actually considering trying. Kids and I are thinking about signing up for karate, maybe some judo. We're gonna play around with the idea. We'll see how it goes. But Cobra Kai has brought back a lot of the original cast. You're seeing a lot of the original cast members in it, and it's super good. Super duper good. And I cannot believe that it wasn't really like picking up on YouTube, and bringing it to Netflix kind of like kicked it in the pants. I think a lot of people are watching it. I mean, I looked at my news Facebook news feed today, and over the last couple days, really, I've seen a few of my friends talking about Cobra Kai, and I'm like, all right, we got to check it out. So we see that coming in with Bill and Ted, two fantastic, pardon me, two fantastic clashbacks coming out of the 80s, and I hope that more's come. Now we have been let down before with things like Terminators and other, you know, pullbacks from the 80s and 70s that really we wanted to be better, but we just kind of were let down. We fell a little bit short, and I'm hoping that, you know, the direction that the film industry is taking things will kind of change that. You know, a few of my friends and I talked about like my view on movie theaters and like how I feel about going to a movie theater. I think that, you know, movie theaters are great. They're fun. They're very nostalgic. You go in, you get your drink, you get your popcorn, you sit in the chairs, and your feet stick to the floor. Like, it's a whole thing, right? It's a whole thing. But I see that television series is... that's not the right way to say it. Television series or television shows that have like long run times, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, things like these, or those, they're kind of sweeping the film and television industry. I mean, people are binging these shows, they're watching them like they're movies. My wife and I binged Cobra Kai like it was a movie, and it was just nonstop action-packed kung fu for like all day. I wasn't bored. I enjoyed myself because, like, you know, you can only really watch a movie series. Like, when they say, like, hey, I'm going to binge Lord of the Rings, people are like, you're going to do that? Because it's a lot. It's a lot to take in over that amount of time. I mean, you're sitting through one movie for multiple hours. There's no get up, walk away, get a snack, take a restroom break. You got to pause it. You got to do all this stuff. You get interrupted. With these 1 hour television shows, they're really, or even Cobra Kai's example, a half-hour show, they're really running well, and they're showing a lot of progression, and they're showing a lot of pickup. You know, CW kind of went haywire with DC characters like Flash and the Green Arrow and all those. So we're seeing a change in our viewing pleasures, and I like that. I really enjoy what we're going to get out of that, and I think that only good things are to come. Now, I don't want movies to go away. I don't want everybody to think like, the Koondock doesn't want movies? No, I love movies. I like movies. I totally love to sit down, turn the lights down. No, well, I do the same thing when I'm watching a show or a movie. I turn the lights down low. I get my little snacks ready. But I still enjoy movies. I still enjoy the fact that I know I'm going to sit through an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours or even possibly 3 hours of a story. And that to me is exciting because I enjoy those stories, right? So again, we're seeing clashbacks come in, and the movie industry's kind of taking a change on. Now, the next one that I do want to talk about is Mulan on Disney Plus. Now, Mulan on Disney Plus recently came out, and I haven't watched it yet. I do want to watch it with the family because Mulan is probably one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I mean, I love The Bug's Life. I love a lot of the Pixar stuff, but Mulan told a different story. And it was a very interesting story on how it was being told. You know, you had a girl that was a farmer's daughter. She was the daughter of a warrior, a very high notable warrior. Like, people knew who he was, but he wasn't rich. He wasn't wealthy. He was a farmer. He had animals, and she is supposed to follow the traditional daughter lifestyle and find love and be match made and go on and make babies and just live that life. But war came. The Mongolians came. The tyranny came about her world, and her father was redrafted, and he's too old. He's wounded. He can't fight. So what does she do? She steps up. She braves the storm, and through the help of her fabulous creature friends, she helped save China, and became a warrior herself, and gave honor to her family name. And that's, kind of the cool story behind it. She wasn't a princess. She wasn't an empress. She was a girl. She's just a girl that really pulled through and made something her own and really upheld her family. And I think that that's a great story. So I've always loved Mulan as a personal thing. That's just like my personal take on it. Mulan's one of the best stories. The music score in that movie is freaking fabulous. The kids and I and the wife, when we're cruising down the road, we are not ashamed to throw on some Mulan and let's get down to business. If you know what I'm talking about, F's in the chat. There's no F's down there. Anyways, so I love this. Now on the tomato meter, we're getting a 79%. And that's a recent score, but audience scores at a 55%. So the audiences are, so we're seeing this. I want it to be better. I'm hoping it is better. Now, I don't always base my view off of what these say. I don't feel the need to do that. I feel that I get enough information out of it. And it sounds like the story is relatively the same, so I find myself that I think I am going to enjoy it. Now, the new Aladdin. There's takes on, is the new Aladdin good with Will Smith or is it bad? I didn't mind it. I thought Will Smith added his own flavor of the genie. I thought that the characters were well written. I thought they were well performed. I did not like the fact that they felt the need to add more music for Jasmine to sing. I didn't feel that was necessary. And the songs kind of drug on and I felt were oddly placed. But overall, I enjoyed Aladdin. I enjoyed the new movie, and I was ready to kind of see more on it. Here's the story right here, more movie info. When the Emperor of China issues a decree that one man per family must serve in the imperial army to defend the country from northern invaders, that's Mongolians, Hua Mulan, the eldest daughter of an honored warrior, steps in to take the place of her ailing father, masquerading as a man, Hua Jun. She is tested every step of the way and must harness her inner strength and embrace her true potential. It is an epic journey that will transform her into an honored warrior and earn her the respect of a grateful nation and a proud father. So, again, I mean, the story sounds the same. We're going to see how the music goes. I'm hoping that it does well. But, again, we're seeing another great cast. I mean, we've got Jet Li, we've got Li Gong, we've got Yoshan An, we've got Jason Scott Lee, we've got Donnie Yen, and I can't pronounce her name, but Liu. And they're honestly, I've seen them all in their own films, and they are all skilled martial artists. First off, every single one of them is incredibly skilled martial artists that know how to perform on screen. So you know you're going to get the action you deserve. I feel that we are going to get the action we deserve because, number one, Jet Li, man, that guy is him and Jackie Chan can choreograph some of the most epic fight scenes I've ever seen, right? Nikki Caro directed it, so I like Nikki Caro. I feel that, the work done by Nikki's been great. Written by Rick Jaffa, Amanda Silver, Elizabeth Martin, and Lauren Hynek. Now, I'm not too familiar on all their names, but I'm sure I've seen them somewhere and enjoyed something of theirs. So, I am really curious and interested to see what Mulan has to bring. I'm as athletic as a bed sock, but for so many reasons, this movie made me want to do backflips. Wow. That's a review right there by Charlotte O'Sullivan. Wow. All right, Charlotte. That magic isn't present here. Wow. And the action scenes don't achieve liftoff. So here's Adam Graham talking about how he doesn't feel that the action's there, but you also have Charlotte saying, I want to do backflips. So are we going to get it? Are we going to not? I mean, is this going to be a scenario where it's what's that Matt Damon movie where he's protecting the wall from the monsters and they're like all on ropes? Like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I mean, it's. I'm very curious to see what comes out of Mulan. You know, I think that Mulan as a whole is a great film. The original movie was just fantastic to watch. It was super fun to enjoy. My kids love it. I love it. My wife loves it. I mean, that's enough for me to want to push through with it. And plus, I mean, you have the complete break of a character who is, I mean, theoretically not deemed able to do that, but she did it. You know, she broke her bounds. That's amazing. And I can't speak more on it. Anyways,